Hi, I'm Rosaina Haji. I grew up eating traditionally prepared meals by my grandmother and family. In my travels to many destinations, I enjoyed various cuisines with exotic flavors, which has definitely left a mark in my cooking. My recipes are a concoction of childhood memories and my travels around the world, and mainly to give prominence to those really tasty dishes that are less talked about. This is the Minority Taste. Guess where we at today? So today we're gonna go deep into the forest, and I'm gonna be inspired by one of the original people from Sri Lanka. So these guys could actually claim this land unlike anyone else, okay? So we're gonna go in there, get inspired, and then we're gonna go back to my kitchen and do something inspired by these tribes. Like little villages, very rural. People are still, living the natural way, with cooking the natural way. And we just found a fantastic peacock just chilling there, making Ying and Mika. So what I'm really looking forward to is really getting inspired with the cooking methods and how they do it, and I'm pretty sure it's very less ingredients, very natural way of cooking things. Really looking forward to getting inspired by these people. It's my first time visiting such a village, so let's go and see, and I'm taking you guys with me. We had to take cover because it was drizzling really heavily at a little village tea spot, and it was run by a family with children. They were so welcoming and was really, really nice, and we had refreshing Sri Lankan black tea along with palm sugar, which was really, really good for that moment. And we are back on our way. We're still in the village and we are walking interiors to meet this tribal family. But just look at how serene and beautiful this place is. So peaceful and so serene. Just taking a trail off the village path. There's no vehicles, no way possible that could come in here. It's getting really, really, really deep into the village. I was so moved and touched by meeting this tribal family because this is my first time, so I couldn't really film the initial bit of it. But please, I'm sure you can go and watch Mark Ryan's video where he has captured everything so beautifully. And even some of the people from the nearby houses gathered up because they have never seen anyone come to film a tribal family in this village before. Usually when they hunt and catch game meat, in this instance they've caught deer, they share it with their community and the village people. So everyone gets a little portion of the meat. So they're actually cutting it now in this traditional contraption where they've put a modern coconut scraper, as you can see, on the head. But it's really interesting that they have used a traditional contraption with a modern coconut scraper. And this is called veddha. Okay, this is the leaf of the yam. I have never come across this yam before, and he's using a traditional method to get it out.
size of this thing. It almost looks like a cassava. It looks like a cassava, but look at the inside of it. Not the outside looks like a sweet potato. Look at this. Look at the size of that, man. Look at the size of that yam. Oh my gosh.
Back inside, the lady of the house has already begun to cook. She's an ordinary village lady who has family and children with one of the tribal members. That is why the food that you'll see today is a mix of indigenous tribal food with modern village food. It was really fascinating to watch her cook all these meals.
So what you're seeing here is, okay, obviously if you are Sri Lankan, again, you know that we use a lot of clay pots to cook our food. So this is like a little flat roti griddle. What I'm interested in is that she didn't put any oil, she just put the banana leaf and then she put the finger millet roti on it because it wouldn't stick and it would give more flavor and moisture. And she covers it with another banana leaf to keep it moist. So this is going to be really interesting. I've never really had finger millet roti made this way. I'm going to try the beetle leaf with no lime, just the erica nut. So Mark is already having it.
I'm chewing. It's good. I like it, like the bitter herbaceousness.
When it was time to cook the game meat, it was really fascinating to watch this lady just throw in a lot of spices. There was no measurements as such and she didn't fuss much with it, but she did give it a really good spice rub. So I'm definitely going to be taking this recipe back home with me and I'm going to show you guys just in a few minutes how to make this really, really delicious, really spicy, beautiful curry that is rendered in its own fat. Soon it was time to eat, and although it looks like a simple, humble meal, what you see here is the authentic, indigenous, tribal food and village food of Sri Lanka. It was definitely an unforgettable meal. I will also never forget this lady who has made a home with this tribal community right here and have children, and to integrate her lifestyle with the tribal lifestyle. It was just so fascinating to watch. So here we are back in my kitchen. Now we're gonna do a quick, really quick and easy deer meat curry. Now you can use this very same technique or recipe for beef curry as well. I have 750 grams of meat here, which is extremely fatty deer meat. Deer meat is usually very fatty, so you can cut it into chunks or really small cubes as you like it. I'm going to add 1/4 tablespoon of salt. Be mindful of the salt because very fatty meat tends to have a lot of salt. Meat has salt anyway, so just a 1/4 tablespoon for about 750 grams should be sufficient. 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 1.5 tablespoon of red chili, and 1 full tablespoon of unroasted Sri Lankan curry powder, or you can use Indian curry powder as well. Tablespoon of dark roasted curry powder. You give this a really good dry rub. After you give it a good massage, just let it marinate in that dry rub for at least about half an hour. Now the main ingredients she used was just onions, ginger and garlic, but however I'm going to use a little curry leaves and pandan leaves as well so that it will give that extra flavor. So you heat about 2 tablespoons of oil and then you add all of the onions, ginger and garlic together and let that fry off a little bit. Not too much, just until it turns pink. So when it turns pink in color, just add the pandan leaves and the curry leaves. You can add however much you like. Now as you can see, each of this meat has really got marinated in that dry rub. And then you add it on to the onions and the garlic and ginger. Make sure to add all that dry rub in there. And fry it off. The fat in the meat is going to start coming out and it's going to start cooking the meat slowly. Make sure that it doesn't burn off at the edges, so you have to keep stirring it. When the meat has turned color, you add 1 cup of water. What happens here is all that flavor traps into the meat and it will slowly start cooking and rendering with that fat. So after about 15 minutes, that's exactly how it's going to look like. Rich, dark, red curry is beautifully rich curry. Okay, I must admit that it's really fatty and really rich, so it's not for everyday consumption. However, you can have this with roti, you can have this with rice, you can have this with bread, whatever you like, because it's that rich and good and delicious. Take a look at that beautifully cooked fatty meat with all that spice rub. Oh my god, it looks good, it smells good. It tastes really good, you guys. It's fatty, it's meaty, and a lot of that spice rub has got into the meat, so it's just so good. It is a little chewy because it's fatty, right? But it's just really good. Please give this recipe a try. You can also try this very same recipe with beef. So give this recipe a try. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Share it. Subscribe to my channel. And thank you for your support. See you on my next episode on the Minority Taste. Bye.